And good day everyone. My name is Muhammad Kirazman. I'm from Group 4. My teammate is Harry J. Jackson, Umkakil Haras, and Muhammad Arman. Our presentation today is about to find maximum, minimum, or inflection point and sketch the graph of the curve for the following function. Our question is question 10, that is while y equal to 60x plus 3x squared minus 4x cubed. So I will pass the next part to Harry to explain the question.
So now we're gonna talk about our question, which is question 10. So basically we have an equation which is y equals 60x plus 3x squared minus 4x cubed, which is our first equation. So first things first, we're gonna do is we have to use dy over dx for the 60x. Since x is only power 1, it's only so after it's power 1, the x is not being used, so it's only left 60. So then after that, 3 times 2, which is 6, because the power, we have to move it in front so that it times with the 3. Then 2 minus 1, since we are using the first formula, so it becomes 1. So when x becomes 1, it's just power x, so it's just 6x. And for the 4x power cube, we have to move the 3 to the 4, makes it 12, and x power 3, which is 3 minus 1, we make it 2. So now we all left is 60 plus 6x minus 12x squared. So after that, we're going to use a calculator. You have to press mode 3 times, then press number 1, then go to number 2 and press number 1. Then put in all the calculation in, and you get x1 negative 2, x2 5 over 2 or 2.5. Then the second, we have to use d2 and y over d2x. So we're going to use the same formula that we got for our x1 and x2, or x1 and x1 and y1, which is 60. Since 60 doesn't have any variables like x or y, it will become 0. 6x, since x is a power of 1, there's no other power, so it becomes 6. And the 12x squared, the 2 go in front as usual. 12 times 2 is 24, and 2 minus 1 is 2, so 2 minus 1 is 1, so we get 6 minus 24x as our second equation. So we have to sub that x into that equation. So 6 minus 24 negative 2, we get 54 positive, while 6 minus 24 times 5 over 2, we get negative 54, which is a negative. So since we know what is the positive and negative, we can use that x and put it into our first equation, 60x plus 3x squared minus 4x cubed. So all we have to do is, when x is 2, is 60 times negative 2 plus 3 times negative 2 square minus 4 times negative 2 cube. We get negative 76. When x is 5 over 2, we use the same thing as well, and we get 106.25. So x2 is negative 76 and y2 is 106.25. So the answer is negative 2 and y1 is 5 over 2. And while for x2 is negative 76, and y2 is 106.25. So that's all the equation and the formula of how to use this equation to find two axes of the graph.
Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Arman. Now for my part, I will be giving some tip or a bit more explanation on how to use the calculator to solve the equation. Okay, so based on Harry's explanation, we already have the equation, so we just need to know about how to use the calculator to solve the equation. First of all, we need a proper mode to solve the equation. So, on your calculator, you need to press the mode button 3 times. After that, the equation label is going to appear. So from here, press 1 to select the equation mode. After that, it will show unknowns, but we don't want to use this mode. So after that, press right. And then it will display degree mode. So this is the mode that we want to use. After that, press 2. After pressing number 2, you will be shown a letter A. Okay, so from here, you need to insert the number of the equation into the calculator. So for the A letter, you need to insert the number that has x power of 2 attached on it. So for this equation, that is negative 2. So just type negative 2. After that, press the equal button. For the next part, it will show B letter. And now for B letter, you will need to insert the number that has x attached on it. For this equation, that is number 6. And now, press equal button again. And now for the last part, you will need to insert the number that has nothing attached to it. So for this equation, that is number 60. So just press 60. After that, press the equal button. Then you will get the final answer. That is x1 is equal to negative 2 and x2 is equal to 2.5. For x2, you can have a more suitable answer. You need to press Shift button and the button that has label A, B, C on it. After pressing that, you will get 5/2. You can use this method to check your final answer if they are correct or not, or if they're same with your manual calculation. And now for the final step, we will use the equation and the final answer that you just found to find the graph by using the application of differentiation. And now for the final step, we will use the equation and the final answer that you just found to draw the diagram by using the application of differentiation. That's all from me, and now I will pass the next part to my next team member.
The conclusion. In physics and engineering, differentiation helps us understand motion and change. By differentiation, displacement with respect to time, we obtain velocity and acceleration. This knowledge is crucial in designing vehicles, predicting the behavior of objects in motion, and developing control system for robotics.